Erasmus Plus is the European Union program for education, training, youth and sport, running for 7 years between 2014 and 2020. It aims at modernizing education, training and youth work across Europe, while being focused on a non-formal educational dimension. Education can take multiple forms: formal, non-formal, and informal education. While the formal education usually takes place in schools, so it's institutionalized, systematic, and organized, non-formal and informal education take place outside class, gathering all sorts of other educational practices, tools, and instruments that are not included in the formal system of education. They use a flexible, learner-centered approach and imply active participation. Volunteering activities represent one form of non-formal education. Other types of actions comprised in the Erasmus Plus program are international mobility activities such as youth exchanges, training courses, seminars, etc. A volunteering activity in the context of Erasmus Plus or ESC always implies the presence of a mentor. As it represents a mobility of a young person, it offers the opportunity to volunteer up to 12 months in another country, in a variety of placements such as social, cultural, environmental, and sports areas. The European Solidarity Corps represents the new approach of the European Union that aims at bringing together young people to build a more inclusive society, supporting vulnerable people and responding to societal challenges. It builds on the achievement of more than 25 years of European programs in the field of youth and solidarity, especially on the success of the European Voluntary Service Program. So, in all this context, the presence of a mentor is required for any volunteer involved in an Erasmus Plus or ESC project. The mentor is a person who likes working with young people, that possesses social, communication, and multicultural skills. In addition, a mentor has to have at least the minimum knowledge of the program, notions of psychology and counseling, a common language with the volunteers, and obviously solid knowledge on local legislation and culture. The mentor is the person who organizes mentoring sessions with the volunteers, shows them around, and fills, together with them, the youth pass at the end of the volunteering project. A mentor must be at least 18 years old, present during the entire duration of a volunteering project, and generally provided by the host organization, ideally coming from the hosting local community. The job of a mentor is different than the ones of the other members involved in the implementation of a volunteering project. A mentor is not a facilitator, in the sense that mentors are responsible for the well-being of the individual, their feelings, relationships, and personal development, while facilitators deal with the activities planned for the volunteer, helping him with all related processes of conducting his tasks. A mentor is not a teacher or a coach, since teachers address professional development on a specific subject. Whereas a certain amount of formal education might be found, the mentor should always try to be informal or at most non-formal. Much like facilitators, project coordinators are concerned with the plan's activities and objectives of the project, and thus the professional component of a project. As a consequence, mentors do not and should not coordinate activities. What also differentiates the EVS or E+ or ESC mentor from other mentors are the two types of mentor positions which exist: a regular mentor and consolidated mentor. While the regular mentor is a mandatory position for any volunteering project, the consolidated mentor can be specifically required by the applicant if they are about to host volunteers with fewer opportunities. The EVS, E+, or ESC mentor is, as such, a competent person insured by a partner organization who provides ongoing personal support for volunteers throughout the duration of their volunteering service.